Over the last few years, the world saw the rise to fame of Chrisean Rock, being introduced to the world as one of Blueface's wild toxic girlfriends. Starting in 2022 and 2023, Chrisean was seen everywhere, often going viral for her toxic behavior. She was known for fighting, drinking too much, more fighting, and her extremely toxic relationship with Blueface that was broadcasted on a reality TV show created by the Zeus Network. Eventually, all that drama led her on a path that, although made her a lot of money, landed her in a jail cell. In that jail cell is where everything changed for her forever. While Chrisean was at her lowest, she claimed that she found what she was missing in her life, Jesus Christ. Now she has proclaimed her new faith in Christ, choosing to leave her toxic life behind to become a Christian artist. A few months ago, she posted a video of herself getting baptized. Although she has been recently praising God, many people aren't buying it, claiming this is just a gimmick, a way to attempt to switch her public image. Now the question is Chrisean Rock really repented? Or is she just using the Christian title for a rebrand? Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos every other day exposing the truth. In today's episode, we will be talking about Chrisean Rock's spiritual transformation. Let's get right into it. In 2023, Chrisean Rock was one of the most popular females on the internet. She started her online career by appearing on Blueface's OF show, The Blue Girls Club. Her wild, aggressive antics made her the star of the show instantly. Blueface noticed she was what the fans wanted, so he fully embraced her, revealing to the world that she had become his girlfriend. Not long after their relationship, Chrisean started to surpass Blueface's popularity, as his music career had dried up while she was heating up. This is when things switched up, and Chrisean was the one keeping Blueface relevant. Her rise to fame was broadcasted for the world to see. The only problem is, she used this clout for all the wrong reasons. Before Chrisean was attached to Blueface, she lived a completely different life. She was actually a skilled athlete who was determined to be a great professional athlete. She was even training for the Junior Olympics at one point. It seemed like she was making all the right decisions, finishing high school and going to college and working on her dreams. In every way, it seemed she was on the right path in life. But everything seemed to change for Chrisean the moment she started desiring fame. Even though Chrisean was going places in her life, she felt that what she really was missing was fame. She wanted to be known by the world and was willing to do anything to achieve it. This is when she started looking for any opportunities that would put her on the spotlight. She was eventually featured on the show Ultimate Tag, where she competed for a grand prize of $10,000. She would end up winning, and this is the first time she felt all that praise from the fans of the show. This left Chrisean eager for her next moment in the spotlight, and that's when Blueface comes in the picture. Around this time, Blueface had a show called Blue Girls Club on OF, where he invited a cast of women to compete against each other for his approval. This is where the Chrisean Rock the world knows today was born. This is when she corrupted her way for her desire for fame. Eventually, Chrisean found out that Blueface was taking auditions for his show, so Chrisean decided to make an audition video, sending it in to Blueface, hoping to get picked.
My name is Chrisean Rock. I play football. I'm 20 years old. I just moved out here from Baltimore. I'm not from LA, I'm from Baltimore. I moved out here like a week ago. Yeah, that's good. I'm an athlete. I'm all around, honestly. Hey!
She was chosen for the show, and that's when everything changed. Not long after joining the show, Chrisean was making a name for herself, not for anything positive, but for being the most toxic on the show. Chrisean was known to fight anyone she had a problem with, including men, becoming the most entertaining part of the show for the viewers who wanted drama. Blueface quickly noticed that Chrisean was willing to do anything for fame, and he took advantage of that. He decided to sign her and promote her, to use her for clout and money, a decision that would change his life forever. After Blue Girls Club, Chrisean was chosen by Zeus Network, and she was magnified to massive heights to reach more women. She was picked up by Zeus Network and given a show with Blueface so that she can continue her toxic behavior. She was often seen putting hands on Blueface and fighting other women on and off the show, which would often go viral. One of the most viral moments of their career was when Chrisean smacked Blueface in the head with a Henny bottle. Videos of her trying to suck the glass out of Blueface's head using a vacuum went viral, and it showed just how toxic these two were for each other. This, for some reason, only made her more popular. Chrisean kept acting wilder and wilder, as she knew the more toxic she presented herself, the more famous it would make her. She was becoming a celebrity for being everything a woman shouldn't be, and Zeus Network was fully behind it, monetizing every moment of it. The bigger Chrisean got, the more influential she would become. On social media, she started getting thousands of positive comments praising her for her antics. Women started to see Rock as some sort of role model, and her actions were being praised no matter how disturbing they were. It was like the world was encouraging her to destroy her life for their entertainment, something that Chrisean was fully willing to do for clout and fame. She proved this when she used her own child's birth for content. In January 2023, Chrisean announced to the world that she was pregnant by Blueface. She was seen happy online expecting her baby, and the fans were excited. The only problem is that some people quickly started to doubt she was actually pregnant, as Blueface himself kept claiming that she was just lying and wasn't actually pregnant. As time went by and her stomach got bigger, the pregnancy was essentially confirmed. Still, people had their doubts, as even though Chrisean claimed she was pregnant, she didn't stay away from toxicity and drama. She was often seen not only partying and fighting, also drinking and smoking while pregnant. This This is why many people couldn't believe she was actually pregnant. People thought it could possibly just be a publicity stunt for their reality show, but her pregnancy was 100% confirmed when she decided to give birth on live stream for the world to see. In September 2023, Chrisean went into labor and gave birth to a baby boy. A moment as intimate as this is expected to be kept private, but like I've already explained, Chrisean has no issues taking things too far, and this is exactly what she did with her pregnancy. Before giving birth, she got herself dressed up, put on 2 iced out chains, and had Zeus Network film the birth of her child for her reality show, all while she live streamed it to an audience of hundreds of thousands. She somehow planned her child's birth so that she could film it and monetize it. According to Blueface, this is exactly what Chrisean did, purposely planning her labor for content. He claims that she flew out to Baltimore, where she's initially from, and found a hospital that would induce her labor and allow her to film the birth of her child.
I've been into labor rooms. When someone is in labor, it's cool. It's out of the blue. No female is planning to go in labor. Chrisean planned her labor. She didn't coincidentally go to Baltimore and her water broke and she just went somewhere and had the baby. You know how I know this? Because certain hospitals don't let you film because of their own rules and, whatever they got going on. Chrisean went to a place prior. She was on Baddies in Baltimore. Found a place prior that she could record this birth at. So, stay with me. It's all attention-based. Chrisean has done everything up to this far for attention. She's manipulating all of us.
As you heard for yourself, Blueface claims that Chrisean did all of this just to make him look bad by making him look like a careless father who missed the birth of their child, doing all of this for a reality show narrative. According to Blueface, this is the narrative Zeus Network wanted to push, and Blueface wasn't feeling it, so he chose to speak out. Even after the birth of her child, Chrisean didn't seem to slow down. She was still on Baddies, clubbing, still engaging in fights, drinking, and kept up her toxic behavior, which started to catch up to her quicker than she likely expected. Chrisean has a criminal history spawning back to the start of her popularity. She was arrested several times for drug possession and grand theft auto and assault charges. One of those arrests would prove especially bad for her. In February 2022, Chrisean was arrested in Blueface's G-Wagon in Oklahoma while attempting to drive from California to Baltimore. The problem was she had stolen Blueface's car without his permission. She was charged on February 18, 2022 with 2 felonies: possession of controlled dangerous substance with the intent to distribute, and possession of CDS without affixing the appropriate stamp. On March 15, 2023, Chrisean was sentenced to 4 years of probation and 120 hours of community service following her guilty plea to the charges. She was given until September 2023 to complete the necessary community service hours, something that she never did. On February 23, 2024, the Oklahoma District Attorney submitted a request to the courts to accelerate her deferred judgment and have her expedited to Oklahoma to serve 30 days in jail for failure to complete the required community service. A warrant was granted, and this is when Chrisean was heard online saying she wasn't going to turn herself in, claiming she didn't have time for jail.
Because, I had my son, so the old me would have just turned myself in, and that would have threw from inside to the outside of the jail, so whatever, so I don't be like, but right now I gotta play cautious because, I don't plan on, being in jail while my son is growing. Like, I just don't plan on that at all, so, I'm doing every way possible to get that figured out without even trying to serve time, and it's working out for me, so I'm gonna work on my little situations and stuff. That's all about it, but
In June 2024, Chrisean Rock was arrested while attending a hearing for Blueface. She was then taken into custody and later extradited to Oklahoma in August 2024. Things weren't looking good for her, as she was facing up to 8 years in prison if convicted. This was the moment Chrisean hit rock bottom. Everything she did for clout was now meaningless, as her career could possibly be over if she had to spend 8 years in prison. She was forced to sit down, reminisce, and reflect on her past decisions that she was now facing the consequences for. But it appears that this ended up being good for her, as here at her lowest moment is when she claims she found the answers to her destructive ways. The answer was Yeshua, otherwise known as Jesus Christ. According to Chrisean, while locked up, she started working on her first Christian song, Yahweh.
like, Yahweh, Yahweh, there's only one way and it's God way. Yahweh, Yahweh, there's only one way and it's God way. Took my baby to get blessed and they said it's for clout. I'ma do my best for me and mine, that's from here on out. Trying to change my life, but all these demons keep attacking me. Ran back to my ex, the world saying it's toxicity. But they don't know he blessed me with my only son. That's why it's hard to let him go, but now I think I'm done. Who would've knew that a bundle of joy would fix my heart? I swear he gave me that fire when I was in the dark. I'm crying out to God to help me with these hard times. Don't want no drama, so I'm throwing up the peace signs. Yahweh, Yahweh, there's only one way and it's God way. Yahweh, Yahweh, there's only one way and it's God way.
This is where she started to find God. Luckily for Chrisean, she got a break and was released from jail just a few months on September 6, 2024. Chrisean was on social media posting about being happy to be able to be there for her baby's first birthday. On November 10, 2024, she posted this video on her Instagram showing herself getting baptized. She was seen wearing a black shirt, sitting in a tub, before being dumped in the tub and officially rising up, reborn as a Christian. This was Chrisean showing the world that she would no longer be walking down the wrong path, but was going to be walking with Christ. Around the same time, she appeared in an interview for the Jamal Bryant YouTube channel. During the interview, she made it known that she was going to be using her talent for God, admitting that Lucifer had guided her away from God on her journey to fame.
I had to be real with myself about like change and wanting better and needing better. So if I practice doing better, I'll receive better.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, just living for my son, and I just want to be the best for real.
And you are. I think that you are really growing in enough time to really make an impact. Do you understand the weight that you carry as a role model?
Yeah, that's pretty much why I've been like undoing a lot
Yeah.
and starting over, pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't want to do worldly music no more, and just do like gospel or like hood gospel, I would say.
What is hood gospel? I want to know what hood gospel is.
Like Yahweh, Yahweh,
Knowing it.
music like that.
You are anointed.
I receive.
I mean, you are heavily anointed.
Amen.
You think I'm joking?
No,
You're going to change the world.
thanks.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, I felt all of it.
Yeah, I just feel like in my journey of just being lukewarm,
Yeah.
kind of like went but so far, having faith, reading and praying went but so far, but obedience is everything. And
Yeah.
then like spirit of discernment is a gift. So instead of like ignoring the gifts that I actually have through the Holy Spirit by the grace of God, I want to facilitate that for real, and let God water that seed in my life.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I don't know what else I was ready to say, but
No, you saying it.
ending, I didn't really understand. I didn't think it was that important to be like, I don't know. I just thought like, okay, I can do this and do that.
Right.
And I can do this and do that. And then like the times I kept falling and falling and falling and kept getting back up. This one time I fell, I surrendered.
Yeah.
And when I did that, conviction came. I knew what to get rid of. I was
Yes.
kind of fighting it because I'm like, well, I got these records, all these big people, but I'm like, you're right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
And yeah, I just stopped. I just don't want to take the glory no more. It's like I feel like how the first curse happened was when his highly favored angel Lucifer, he was built with all the instruments in his body.
Right.
He was probably the brightest angel in heaven at that time.
Yes.
Conducting heaven, and something started in his heart, and God gave us free will to serve Him,
Yeah.
and honor Him, and love Him, and so even the angels had a choice to either follow God or not. And and when He took the glory for Himself and persuaded the other angels to praise Him, it's kind of like how every artist stand on the stage.
Yeah.
And yeah, I never really liked how, I don't know. Every time I stood on the stage, everybody praised me,
Wow.
and
You want to redirect it.
yeah,
Do you think that the industry...
and I feel like I don't want to fall like I don't want to fall like
Well,
how,
I'm going to stand with you.
how like that angel fell.
Chrisean then continued on her new Christian journey, recently releasing her new Christian song called Yahweh. She would end up performing her new song at a Maryland church she used to attend with her family as a child. At the church, she was seen being interviewed by the pastor and also performing her new song with her baby at her hip. Many people praised her for her performance and felt touched with the message of the song. As to them, Chrisean seemed to have finally changed, and the Lord was really working through her. It appeared that Chrisean had redeemed herself, and she was now a true Christian. Well, at least some of her fans felt like that. While online, many other Christians have mixed responses to this so-called transformation. Many people pointed to this church performance as not something done for a selfless reason, but as a marketing ploy for her new song. People felt that she only did this to promote this new song, which was her Christian debut song. Now, her promoting her Christian song isn't something necessarily bad. The only problem is that a lot of people feel that the song isn't really a gospel song, but a song where she mentions God. Some people even called the song a diss track to Blueface. People felt like the whole thing seemed gimmicky, and that Chrisean Rock was just pretending to be Christian, something that one of Chrisean's old friends claimed a few months back. Chrisean's friend Jeanette went on live and started exposing Chrisean for being a bad friend, claiming that she was fake and that she only did the Christian gimmick for the cameras.
Let's not give her something to talk about. You mean the truth to talk about? You don't want me to say the truth, and you keep hiding behind God and all that. Like, bro, that's not like gonna help you. Like, it's not. Like, that's what we used to do with you, and it wasn't helping us. So it's like you was just manipulating with the word. And you're acting like you're so pure all the time. Like, you're not. Like, I get you're trying and all that, but you already, like, you just take it as it is. Like, you just already, and it's like, try to make all these people believe you and be like, oh yeah, she's actually changing. Because when I was on FaceTime with you the first time you got out of jail, it was like, I didn't like the way you carried your son. So I'm like, bro, I don't want to be her friend. Because when she was on FaceTime with me, I thought I was going to see a different person. But it's like, she just kept treating, like, the just her, she was just the same. So I'm just like, I don't see no difference. Like, you still act like you're innocent when you bring out the Bible and you be like, all right, guys, let's pray. But it's like, bro, you're not even doing that, like, without the cameras or anything. You're not even really just doing it for yourself. It's like you're doing it to let people know, like, yeah, I changed, but behind doors you're doing evil stuff. Like, I don't do evil stuff.
This is something that many people feel is true. They feel like she's using God as an eraser to erase her past reputation. She realized that by doing all the toxic things she did, she only made herself less marketable and destroyed her career. So they think that by her pretending to be Christian, she could redeem herself and build a new reputation for herself. And this is what many people have started to point out. Honestly, this situation reminds me of the story of Boonk Gang in Blac Chyna. Boonk Gang, just like Chrisean, went viral for all the wrong reasons, but then a few years later, claimed to have turned to God and repented, changing his public image and going through a complete rebrand.
God helped me be strong when I felt like I was weak. God gave me the strength to move forward. I felt like I couldn't. When I was in jail, he first started teaching me about the Bible. And it was a humbling experience. It was real humbling because me learning about the power of Jesus and how humble he was with so much power he had really made me humble myself. Like I said, man, it's an outward expression of a decision that you've already made on the inside. So you go down, old days and past days, it's symbolic of that. When you come up, all things are new. You ready? All right, hold your nose. We baptize you right now in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Yes, sir. Thank you, Father. I feel blessed. I feel blessed, anointed. Got that favor of the Lord on me. I feel like a champion already.
Many people were iffy about this change, and to this day, question if he really converted and repented. Same thing with Blac Chyna, who literally went from living the sinful Hollywood life, partying with stars, even at one point getting a Baphomet tattoo that her mother called her out for, to getting baptized, removing her plastic surgery, and converting to Christ.
Y'all know that I have this Baphomet tattoo, right? It got to come off, you know what I mean? I like to have no mark of the beast, anything like that, but I will tell you this. I first got the tattoo, that is not what it meant to me, you know what I mean? And regardless of what it is, I just don't want anything negative or demonic on my body anymore. So, I'm about to drive to Vegas to go get this.
Just like Boonk Gang, people weren't fully buying this transformation either. Even I had my doubts about Blac Chyna, and I still do. Now Chrisean, who was way worse than Boonk Gang and Blac Chyna ever were, seemed to be doing the same play. Now the question that everybody has, is it genuine? Or are people right about Chrisean? Is she using the Christian community for a rebrand? Or is it possible that one of the most toxic people the internet has ever seen before turned a new leaf? Could she truly have repented? When it comes to God, we have seen him heal souls that were way more lost than Chrisean, so it is truly possible. But I have to say it's too soon to tell. We don't see if a person has truly changed just by them saying they have changed. We can only tell if a person has truly changed from their actions and behavior after claiming they have changed. For all we know, Chrisean could have truly repented, but only time will tell. That same time will also reveal if she has been lying and using the Christian community for a rebrand. If I were to give an answer today, I would have to say it's hard for me to believe Chrisean. She did plenty of publicity stunts when she was on Baddies and was dating Blueface. Chrisean also knows how Hollywood works and knows it's all a show about money. My other concern is the rise of celebrities turning to God. In the last few years, we have seen so many celebrities do the same exact thing as Chrisean Rock. In my last video about false prophets being exposed as frauds, I spoke about people like Daddy Yankee and Kanye West, massive celebrities using God for a rebrand and profit. Even celebrities like Shia LaBeouf and Russell Brand, who quote-unquote turned to God one day to the next, seems suspicious to me. This transformation to Christians overnight is hard for me to believe. Celebrities are known to fake it for a living and are also known to do anything for money. We know the Bible warns us against people who would try to use him and his people for selfish reasons. We know we have to look out for wolves in sheep's clothing. Honestly, I believe that's exactly what many of these celebrities truly are. They use God to rebrand themselves and erase all the toxicity attached to their names, while behind the scenes they haven't changed one bit. Realistically, these celebrities should never be seen as Christian role models, instead as people trying to be Christians. Just because they're famous and become Christians doesn't mean they should be looked at as a Christian leader. People like Chrisean aren't Christian leaders. She is a student learning the way, so how could she teach others? Same thing with Russell Brand. He's been a Christian for about a year or so, and people see him as a Christian leader. How does 1 year as a Christian qualify him to be a Christian leader? Is it just because he's famous? And if it is, that makes zero sense. All of these celebrities should be taken with a grain of salt and examined. That's the only way we can determine which ones are wolves in sheep's clothing or true souls that have repented. Like I said earlier though, only time will tell if Chrisean Rock truly changed. Honestly, for the sake of her child and herself, I hope it's true. I hope she has surrendered herself to God.